Well, now our next guest is yet another one of the most interesting human beings I've ever known, full of secrets, Mr. Dennis Lichtman. Dennis, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing okay here, Jeremy.
Dennis, can you name this tune I'm playing right now?
Uh, that's Ball in the Jack.
in three notes or
Easy one.
less.
Come
Uh,
on, man. You gotta give me something harder than that. That's a
that
classic.
was that was awesome, and it's by one of your favorites, Mr. Sidney Bechet, by the way.
I love that
Yes,
guy.
he's
I
mine
know.
too.
Oh, I
Is
love
he
it.
really?
Huge fan.
Dennis, you and I met literally carrying buckets of spit at a wine
That
tasting.
that is correct. Yeah, if I'd been called upon to talk about a secret, I'm not gonna give up anything too juicy here, but the secret that I have is that when I first moved to New York to be a musician, it took a long time before I got my first gig. So I fancied myself a bartender, and I ended up working for catering companies for a while. That's how I met Jeremy. And the first job that I remember working together with this guy was at an Australian wine tasting, and we were the Spit Boys. We had this giant trash can on wheels that we had to wheel around just for people to spit in. Just gallons and gallons and gallons, and when it filled up, we had to empty it out, and it splashed everywhere. Worst gig ever, but that's how I met Jeremy.
That was what I used to call a soul crusher.
Indeed.
What
That's an
you really, it
apt
motivated
description.
you to be so much better at every other aspect of your life so that you never had to do that again.
I'd say that's accurate. Yeah.
But I don't think I could have done it without you because you had the perfect sense of humor for sitting around for 4 hours collecting spit. For
I mean, what else are you gonna do? Just sit there hating your life every second of it, or find some sort of silver lining in it? I don't know. I didn't feel I had a choice there.
We could have used Josh Jonas at that point in our life, I think, pretty intensely. So what
Definitely.
you're one of the best now. You're not collecting spit anymore. You're arguably one of the best in your field at the music that you play. I think you're regarded as that, especially in New York, but around the country, if not parts of the world. And how has this whole thing affected your life and your profession, and some of your friends? And what can we expect? How can we bounce back? What's going on in New York for
That's
this
a
right now?
lot of questions to unpack right there. But needless to say, live music has completely stopped, and I make the bulk of my living from performing live. I mean, I also sell records, and occasionally, when things go well, I'll license a tune for use on a TV show or something like that. But for the most part, I make my living playing live performances, whether it's private events or bars or on a good night, a fancy cocktail lounge, but also big festivals and international touring and all sorts of stuff, concert halls and all over the place. But all of that has completely stopped. So that's that's been quite a disruption to say the least.
And you were actually just featured on a Netflix show, right? Or was it HBO? HBO show.
You'd be very generous if you said featured.
Well, we saw it.
Um, but
Yeah.
uh, but I appear in a pink tuxedo for about 2 seconds in a wedding scene in the HBO series The Plot Against America. That's
Nice.
an adaptation of the Philip Roth novel done by David Simon that just came out last month. And I had two original tunes of mine that we recorded for use in that scene, and I appeared on screen for about 1.5 or 2 seconds in that pink tuxedo. So
Oh my
don't blink.
God.
Episode 5 near the end.
You only get to wear a pink tuxedo on catering gigs or TV shows for HBO.
Yeah, it hasn't happened that many times in my life, unfortunately.
So you have been doing something really creative to help subsidize your income during this insane time, and it's called social distance concerts. What are
That's right.
those?
Well, when the term social distancing first started getting knocked around quite a bit in the middle of March, and all of my gigs had gone away, not only at the time, but all of my future gigs. The whole summer was getting canceled and everything. I realized I had to do something a little bit different if I was going to be able to make any money at all. So I came up with the idea of social distance concerts, which are together with my friend Tamar Korn, who is an incredible singer. We recorded either two song mini concerts or 20-minute concerts for at different price levels, and at the time we didn't quite realize the severity of things, so we were still getting together in the same room in that kind of the first week that things got really bad here. So we would record these short little 6 to 20-minute concerts for people who had sent us a fee ahead of time, and we pretty much put it out there mostly to our fan base, people who kind of knew us already and were people who were supporters and fans of our music and who might be missing the opportunity to go out and hear live music, people who we'd see out at the bars and clubs and concerts all the time,
Yeah.
who would definitely be looking for some of that and something a little more personal than a live stream. So we would make these concerts that were just for them and send them private links and personalize the songs and the introductions just for them. So
I love
a
it.
special
And
recording just for them.
if anybody wants to do that, you can go to DennisLichtman.com. Tommy, please, if you have a second, put that in the chat. Dennis, Dennis, Lichtman, Lichtman.com, and figure out a way to send. I think for Father's Day, it's brilliant.
Yeah, we did a
My
lot of
wife is
Mother's Day.
watching.
We did a
Mother's
lot of
Day.
Mother's Day ones, and they went over
Get
well. Birthday
buy a
presents,
bottle
all
of
that.
rum and send them a personalized tune. Maybe Dennis can play us something in that South American feel, and I think that's a brilliant way to say hello to Dad this Father's Day. Dennis, that's enough of me. Please play us a tune.
Sure. Well, I chose a tune for you all that I know everybody's all cooped up at home right now, and we all haven't been going out that much, and we're all dreaming of all the places we'd like to go when we're able to get out there. So this is a song from the early 1940s that I think carries that sentiment a little bit. This is actually a country song, one of the only ones written by Cole Porter, and this is the classic "Don't Fence Me In." Oh, give me land, lots of land, and the starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in. Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western skies. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences. Gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. I can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in.
Yes! Thank you so much, Dennis. That was incredible.
Oh,
And
thank you.
everybody, if you want to get a personalized concert from Mr. Dennis Lichtman, please find him at dennislichtman.com. And if you want to send Dennis a tip for that beautiful song and another song that we're going to be hearing later on today, go to @DennisLichtman on Venmo and give to your heart's content. Dennis Lichtman. Dennis.
All right.
Dennis, thank you so much. Everyone, if you'd like a personalized song, a social distance concert for Father's Day, buy a bottle of Brugal. Give your dad a Dennis Lichtman concert, dennislichtman.com. And Dennis, if you have one more song in you, we'd love to hear it.
I sure do. This is a good old jazz tune from 1931, That Old-Fashioned Love. I've got that old-fashioned love in my heart, and there it shall always remain, like an ivy clinging vine, clinging closer all the time, through the years, joy and tears all the same. I've got that old-fashioned faith in my heart. Nothing will tear us apart. Dry land may turn to sea, but there'll be no change in me. Got that old-fashioned love in my heart. I've got that old-fashioned faith in my heart. Nothing will tear us apart. Dry land may turn to sea, but there'll be no change in me. Got that old-fashioned love. Got that old-fashioned faith. I've got that old-fashioned love in my heart.
Yeah! Thank you so much, Dennis. You're amazing. Check out dennislichtman.com for some incredible, very unique Father's Day gifts, as well as Brugal 1888. Thank you.